So you found a buyer for your property. The only challenge is that you agreed on everything. The funds, the terms, all that stuff is good to go, but you need the money for the property, and you still need a place to stay for many reasons. There are reasons why sellers need to stay behind or stay in their property after they have closed, and some find buyers that aren't able to accommodate. But I'm here to tell you that there are buyers out there who can accommodate. Matter of fact, if you take a look at my past episodes, just recently, I think it was even yesterday, we did content on how to find buyers that will allow you to stay in the property for a time being after you've closed. It's called post-closing occupancy in many places. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Perhaps you're even the buyer and you're trying to find ways that you can set yourself apart or add value to folks. And this is one of the ways you can do it by allowing your seller to have some of the funds, get the funds they need so they can do whatever they need to do with those funds, but still remain in the property for a time period after you sell. What's up? I'm Courtney Rollins. I am the Life in Transitions Experts YouTube channel host, facilitator of this Facebook group, as well as the facilitator and moderator for the podcast. And here at the Life and Transitions Experts, we're focused on those big transitions in life. I call myself the Life Transitions Property Specialist. And there's a lot of things outside of just property that's involved when someone's going through some of the biggest transitions in life. And so a lot of my content does stretch all over the space in that area, whether it's helping folks who are thinking about the senior years and senior care management, what to do when you're getting married or getting divorced with property. A lot of just different issues that are focused around how to support you with your property needs when there's big transitions in your life. And today we're going to take a little deep look. But before we do, you know what I'm about to ask you. Would love for you to hit that like, subscribe. If this is some content that may be helpful to you, maybe you're a practitioner and you're thinking of ways and tools that you can add to your tool belt, or just handle some of those skills that you may have in this space. Would love for that support so that we can reach as many people as possible, more people out there, and help more people out there. So yeah, appreciate you doing that. All right. So without further ado, what to include in a post-closing occupancy, whether you're a seller or a buyer. These are tools or terms that you may want to have in agreement in writing so that everyone's on the same page and there's communication and clarity. And you know, clarity breeds trust, and trust breeds speed. So, speed and convenience is quite often what we are looking for, and that's what you'll get with you have these outlined. All right, number one, what is the duration? How long will the occupancy take place? Will it be 2 weeks? Will it be 2 days? Will it be 2 months? Will it be 2 years? It's really up to everyone that's involved, but make sure that is documented and that everyone understands what that is. All right. Duration of occupancy. Number two, what is the cost? Is the seller going to be renting the property back? Are you going to be renting it back out? Is there a lump sum? Is there some that's held in escrow, which I highly recommend? By holding it escrow, I mean that's a separate account that's held by a third party, usually an attorney, that um, that third party is responsible for giving it out to the necessary parties as the terms are agreed in the agreement. So, what is the cost? Excuse me. Number three, is there a security deposit? If there is, how much is the security deposit? You want to make sure that the property is able to be maintained and that the buyer is protected and even the seller is protected in a lot of situations. So, is there a security deposit? If there is, what is it? And make sure it's documented. Number four, maintenance and repairs. Who's going to be responsible for the maintenance and repairs of this property during that duration? Once the seller sells the property, quite often the title and deed is transferred over, which quite often means the maintenance and repairs goes to the actual owner. But this may be a particular case where, that the maintenance and repairs still remains in the occupancy or the tenant's responsibility. Sort of like a triple net lease when you're doing like commercial leases and all. So really, the terms are up to everyone involved and what everyone agrees with. That's legal. So make sure you have that determined and written out, and it's not guesswork. Number five, again, who's responsible for the utilities? Who's responsible for the water, the heating, electricity? Make sure that's documented. All right, so you notice their theme. Make sure this is documented. Of course, it's a theme because this is everything that should be included in the terms. Property access. How will the seller have access? Does she have complete access? Does she need to give 24 hours? Does she need to give a week? What is it? Is she using a portion of the property while you're using another portion if you are the seller staying in there? But whatever it is, it needs to be a document or outlined. Number seven, what type of insurance coverage needs to be on there? Highly recommend that, by law, there needs to be, well, some type of insurance on there, but make sure it's the proper type of insurance so that everyone is covered. Is the person required to have a short-term rental insurance, or what is it? Make sure it's documented and make sure you have it there. All right. Number eight, the property condition. Make sure it's inspected, just like when you're renting out to someone. If you're the buyer, you need to come in and make sure that that person is like, hey, this is what it looks like here, and this is what it's going to look like. The expectations of what it will look like when we receive the property fully, when you have vacated. All right. Quite often there is, and I highly recommend that the funds are set aside that are held for damages or held for the convenience of allowing this aren't released until that vacancy is checked off and the condition of the property is as agreed upon by the terms. What is the termination and move out procedure? Make sure that's already documented. Hey, they're moving out in 2 weeks. All right, moving out in 2 days. All right, whatever it is. How are you getting the keys? What are the expectations? And make sure everyone follows this. This could be happen so smoothly, but communication and clarity is a key again. And then, are there additional terms? What are the additional terms? The real estate is so exciting because just like life, there's so many different options and variables. So make sure it fits uh, your your particular situation. So just running back through that as my granddaddy would say, right quick. Number one, duration of occupancy. Number two, rent and occupancy costs. Three, what's the security deposit? Four, what is the maintenance? Who's responsible for maintenance and repairs? Five, what about utilities and services? Six, property access. How are you going to get access to it? Seven, insurance coverage. What is the proper coverage? Make sure you have that. Eight, make sure the property condition is the expectations are set and that they're met. Nine, make sure the move out and termination procedures are set and met. And number 10, any additional conditions or issues, make sure that they are agreed upon. All right. Again, if you're looking for a cash buyer, particularly in North Carolina, and I say cash buyer, but I'm really saying a person who can well, depending on your needs, can solve or give you options. Maybe you need to list the property. Maybe you need to want to hold on to it and figure out how you can turn it into an asset for yourself or for your family. Or there's a lot of different things that come in that need to be solved. Here to solve those problems, or at least lend my hand. And one of those hats I wear is a cash buyer. So feel free to reach out to me. It's Courtney at estateproservice.com. Would love to work with you. Would love to help you. Would love to point you in the right direction if we aren't a good match. We still love to serve. And yes, if we do buy your property, there's tons of things we can do, including paying the closing costs. But one of those things is it may fit where we're able to allow you to stay in the property for a time period afterwards while I mean, that's literally where this comes from. Doing this with a person right now, actually in Baltimore, Maryland, not in North Carolina, but one of our submarkets is Baltimore, Maryland. That's where I cut my teeth and I still have leads. So made me think about this these last couple of days, and so I wanted to make a note and share with you all. So reach out, and we'd love to support you anywhere you are. And this is the Life in Transitions channel. That is LITE. Let your light shine. Cheers.